The housing market has just gotten worse.
How?
Recent reports have come out showing some bad news, not only for home prices, but for mortgage rates as well. Mortgage rates are on the rise, and it doesn't seem like they're going to come down to a normal level anytime soon. Home prices have continued to fall, and it looks like that trend is about to continue as well. So in this video, I'm going to get you up to date with the latest news around the housing market. We're also going to talk about where the home prices are going and some historical context as well. Then we're going to talk about some disappointing news regarding mortgage rates and what's in store for the rest of 2023. Hi, my name is Trenton Ward, and if you find this information helpful, please let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks. So the first topic we're going to discuss is home prices. Ever since the Fed began raising interest rates last year, housing prices have tanked all over the country. And now, for the first time in over a decade, house prices have seen their first year-over-year decrease. According to Redfin, the typical U.S. home has sold for a little over $350,000 by the end of February 2023. And that's down 0.6% from this time last year. And that makes this the first time home prices have dipped annually since February of 2012. Mortgage rates are playing a big role in the decrease in home prices now. And as a result, mortgage applications have recently dropped to a new 28-year low due to the continued rise in mortgage rates. And this has been a trend for several weeks now as mortgage rates have continued to rise. Now, I would expect home prices to continue to fall in the coming months, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll become more affordable. We would likely need to see both home prices come down and mortgage rates to follow before we get a new wave of home buyers entering the housing market. Because the typical mortgage payment on a 30-year fixed mortgage is around $2,500 right now due to the elevated mortgage rates. And even when home prices and mortgage rates come down, inventory is likely to still be a problem because a lot of homeowners are still sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happens with the housing market. Someone that's locked into a 3 or 4% interest rate wouldn't be too happy about selling and jumping into today's mortgage rates unless they really needed to.
No, I'm not selling.
One upside for homeowners is that most are still sitting on a ton of equity at the moment. Since house prices have increased drastically over the past couple of years, there's still a ton of equity in the U.S. housing market. So if homeowners need to make a move right now, chances are they would have enough equity to buy down the current rate to get something more affordable. But first-time home buyers will need to have funds come from a different source. The other option would be to take the higher interest rate if you can afford it right now and just refinance it later when the mortgage rates come down. Because mortgage rates are at an elevated peak right now, and they will definitely come down. Now let's jump into mortgage rates. The unfortunate news is mortgage rates are back on the rise. We really shouldn't be surprised though, because the Fed has been pushing this agenda for some time now, and they've stated they plan to continue to do so in 2023. Right now, 30-year fixed mortgages have jumped back over 7%. The last time rates were this high were back in October of 2022, and even then, mortgage rates haven't been that high in more than 20 years. After mortgage rates started to cool off, more home buyers started to enter the housing market again. And not only did home buyers come back into the housing market, many people that bought at higher interest rates took advantage of the lower interest rates by doing refinancing. And that's why in January, we actually saw a surge in mortgage refinancing. But at the current rates, many homeowners will need to sit tight for a while before they get their next opportunity. The next meeting where the Fed will decide to make a change to the Fed funds rate will be March 22nd, 2023. And it's looking like we're in store for yet another rate increase. Many experts are expecting us to see an increase of 0.25%. This is the same increase we saw from the Fed back on February 1st during the time where mortgage rates had started to cool off. And the fact that they're planning to continue to increase the borrowing rate doesn't spell good news for mortgage rates anytime soon. So the housing market is definitely on shaky ground at the moment. House prices are going to continue to fall as mortgage rates increase. Even if mortgage rates stay the same, we will still see home prices come down so that housing can become more affordable. If you're planning to jump into this housing market as a buyer, make sure you set aside some funds so that you can have more financing options available to you. And no matter what rate you get at the moment, you will still more than likely have opportunities to lower your monthly payment with a well-timed refinance in the next couple of years. And you may even have the opportunity by the end of this year. You can also speak with your real estate agent about trying to get some assistance from the sellers to help with your closing costs. Negotiations are back in effect, so if you're going to get a new home, make sure you're getting a great deal on it. Okay, if you've enjoyed this content, let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks. If you have any real estate needs, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information will be in the description below. And until next time, peace.